have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump. And that's
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
It's been completely normalized over the course of a long time, and I bet that we've all known someone or multiple people who say that they wish that Trump was assassinated, and anybody calling for any kind of violence in that way should really, really take a hard look at themselves. How can you call yourself the good guys when you are calling for that kind of thing? Hello guys, welcome back to another MAGA Meme Monday. Before we begin, I just wanted to give a massive shout out to Dawn Karotko for your support on my Buy Me a Coffee channel. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the memes and the news videos, and I also wanted to thank Sean Luby as well. So thank you so much guys, it really, really means a lot to me. Let's get into the memes. This man gives Senator Kennedy a run for his money.
Jason Bath is from 43 from Davenport. This is our human trafficking and prostitution, folks. He's charged with offering to commit. This Jason Bathis, okay? When he walks in, you think, well, I have set up a deal with an ugly woman, and I think you would all agree that this guy's an ugly woman, right? This is what you really get when the makeup comes off. This is Jason Bathis. Now I want you to think about this a minute, okay? You decide that you're going to hook up with a woman. She comes in and she's already uglier than a mud fence, right? And then as you start to engage, you find out, hey, this dudette is a dude and look what he really looks like. Yeah, he looks like he should have been in a Scarface movie someplace, I don't know. This is what's happening. People think they're getting this, and many times they're getting a really bad guy. So this is the before and after, you know. When you find them in the bar at night, you know, you try to drink them pretty, and you wake up the next morning and you see this. Yeah, that's what we call Rolex ugly. Rolex ugly is you wake up the next morning and they're laying on your arm and your Rolex is there and you just chew your arm off and leave the Rolex. You just got to get out of there. You don't care about the Rolex. But that's the kind of people.
What? Apparently it's real. He's serious. Is this like Senator Kennedy's brother or son or cousin? You know, like he has to be somehow related. to Senator Kennedy because it's too familiar.
As you can see here, John, this may be the most peaceful protest in history. People just having a good time watching peaceful cars burning peacefully. Here, immigrants line up, chock full of peace, telling the police to burn in hell, peacefully, of course, and die, piggy, die. I think those are all actual quotes from Mother Teresa and Mahatma Gandhi. Your heart breaks as these good Samaritans fixing a sign that says, "Warning, peaceful criminals at play." The racist cops packing pieces, the rioters packing just peace. To quote Jack Nicholson, you can't handle the peace.
I think part of the problem, all these white people never been to a block party. They never been, fam. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know what peace looks like. As mayor, I'm officially naming this year's Summer of Love Part 2.
This is nothing but peacefulness, and sir, I think they're smoking the peace pipe because this is out of control. These are animals. We're even thinking of building a big, beautiful wall around Los Angeles and making it a maximum security prison. Think of that.
I mean, did somebody say Shavasana? Because this riot is giving big yoga class energy. I mean, this is like watching a bunch of deaf mutes play with a room full of kittens. That's how calming this is.
But it's not chaotic. It's not, nobody's, other than what you see behind me, it's actually relatively mellow, even though it might not seem that way. Actually, relatively mellow, even though it might not.
I couldn't even say it without laughing. Obviously, there were parts of the protest that were peaceful, and there were parts of the protest that definitely weren't.
This is not okay. We have grown men still working in mines underground. It's 2025, and look at this. We have progressed so much as a society that this is not okay. We need more women in the mines. I am a feminist. I believe that women can do just as good a job as men can. We need more women in the mines. This is not okay. This is such a sexist thing that only the men are doing this. Where are the women? We need the women. Do you believe in women? I believe in women. Do you believe in women? Then you should be marching in the streets. We need more women in the mines.
How did feminists overlook this one? I've never seen them calling people out for this inequality. This is an issue that Kamala Harris should have run on.
We are an interracial couple. Of course, I make him wear sunscreen.
Hi, I'm John. I'm racist.
Oh, wait, no, that's not. No, baby, you can't be saying that, okay?
This neighborhood's scary. What do you want me?
We are an interracial couple. Of course, he hasn't met my dad yet.
Well, if the rappers can say it, why can't I?
No, honey,
I'm not apologizing. I'm not apologizing.
We're an interracial couple. We love exploring each other's cultures. Please
I'm
just
gonna say
cooperate.
it.
No, I
I'm gonna
really
say
don't
it.
want you to say that.
Donald Trump, without consulting California law enforcement leaders, commandeered 2,000 of our state's National Guard members to deploy on our streets illegally.
Gavin Newsom has been getting a little bit of stink this week, as you can imagine. Elon Musk shared this one. Newsom says it's his duty to represent the illegal immigrants who elected him. It does change your perspective a little bit when you realise why the Democrats are so concerned about it. Gavin had a go at trying to do a comedic kickback at Trump with this Star Wars theme.
A once great American city, Los Angeles, America,
I actually think that is
occupied
very
by
cool.
illegal.
I don't think it had quite the effect that he was hoping for. But Gavin Newsom is racking up a lot of content for his upcoming presidential run in 2028. Mays said, Gavin, feel free to use this as a campaign ad when you run in 2028.
There's the American dream and the California.
You know what we can bet is that whoever's following Trump for the Republicans will be using this footage. Or, you never know, maybe Trump will if he runs again. Japan sprays rioters and looters with blue dye so they can be identified and arrested later. How about it, America? Oh, Democrat blue. I like it. Some people, on the other hand, have been worried about Gavin Newsom. Has anyone checked on old Gavi boy? Hey Gavin, your eyes looking swollen. Yes, they are. You know what's good for swollen eyes? What's that? Can you guess? Ice. That's a bad one. That's entering dad joke territory, right?
motherfucker!
I'm calling Trump on you.
Destroyed millions of acres of the state, displaced countless amounts of family. Do you take responsibility for any of this, and is there anything more you think you could have done?
Not really. I think these fires were very devastating. I think the full scope of what actually has happened, we're not there yet. Okay, these people's houses are just destroyed. People are suffering. People are sad. But we're Californians. We're going to push through. We're going to push through. And where we're going, the vision is 10 times bigger than anybody else can even imagine.
Former President Trump has recently criticized your leadership, saying that you failed California. What's your response to him, and what does the future of California look like?
To be honest with you, I try to block that rhetoric, because the words that come out of his mouth, all the words out of his lips, they don't mean anything to me. He needs to use these more, because the future of California is bright. It's so bright. When you really try to look at it, I mean, really, really look at how bright it is, you're going to need shades to live in California 24 hours a day.
I don't really get the big deal. It's completely human and normal and non-psychopathic to talk this way.
Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you...
Don't do your own research. Don't think. Don't rely on the videos that you saw. Just listen to the mainstream media and the Democrat politicians. Here's a good example of media hypocrisy. Media. This is like 9/11 and Pearl Harbor, which we have never heard the end of. Also the media. It's just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn. Everyone's celebrating Ethereum back to $2,700. Me bought at $4,300. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awful. Oh, he's not there. He really isn't there.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You put tampons on boys' bathrooms because of personal reasons, am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and may I ask what reasons are those? I mean, do you have like a trans, lesbian, whatever in your family, sir?
No, sir. I don't have any trans lesbians in my family at the moment.
So what reason do you have for putting tampons on boys' bathrooms all across your state, sir?
Well, to be honest, one day I saw a tampon in our bathroom and I thought, why not? So I tried it on and it kind of felt nice back there, you know. It kind of gave me a little extra pep on my step, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
Oh. That actually makes a lot of sense, because I never really understood it before, but that's okay. All right. So that's why they want tampons. And well, that's actually more logical than the reason I thought that they were pushing for it. So I just needed to share Terrence Williams' post with people because it made me laugh. Since Elon is fighting with Trump, I think it's safe to say that I'm Trump's favorite African American again. Close your eyes, bro. Okay, bro. What you see, bro? Nothing, bro. That's my world without you, bro. Bro. This is a bromance that the world needs. Guys, this one had me in hysterics when I saw it this week.
Chip, what was that?
Is there a black person here?
What did you just say?
I said, is there a black person here?
Do you have a question?
Yeah. Is there a black person here?
Chip, why are you asking that?
Janice said there was one in here. Came to check.
There's a white person here too.
Well, I don't need one of those.
Chip, please stop what you're doing.
What's the big deal? I'm just trying to find the black person here.
Well, you found her. Okay, you got her today. Okay, let me see. Let me set my sparkling down.
Oh, here it is. Got it.
Chit, are you saying, is there a black purse in here?
Yeah. Success. I like your haircut, Linda.
Thank you, Chit.
What is this from? I had no idea where that one was going.
If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. What I'm describing is accountability, a common sense middle ground approach.
This girl's got common sense.
Viva Mexico! Okay, buddy, back to Mexico you go then.
No! Please don't make me go back to Mexico.
I thought you loved Mexico.
I'm Mexican, jumping defense, and running away, but no get far without my card, illegal alien. Uh-oh, they're coming for me, man.
People have gotten very creative with the songs this week, improving some pretty crap pop songs immensely. He is the most Mexican man in the world.
He was born preparing guacamole. He complains about Americans while wearing an LA Dodgers hat and eating hot Cheetos. He can only speak Spanish unless you owe him money. He had a mustache before puberty and a kid before graduation. He once tunneled under the border, got bored halfway, and opened a taco stand. He's been deported 14 times, but hasn't left once. He served Coca-Cola at his brother's funeral, who died from diabetes. He protests being sent back to Mexico while waving a bigger Mexican flag than the embassy has. He fries beans, then for some reason, fries them again.
I love refried
He hates
beans.
gringos until his daughter brings one home. Then it's better than a Moreno. He doesn't smuggle drugs. He smuggles Tupperware full of Malay. He packs hot sauce for international flights, just in case the food is white. He spends 99% of a soccer match faking an injury. He mows everyone's yard, except his own. His cousin is always on his way, and has been for 3 years. He keeps his dog on the roof, and calls it security. His first words were, "No mames," and he hasn't stopped saying it since. He is the most Mexican man in the world.
I think that the faking injuries during a soccer match is just a universal thing. I think that's international.
So you know how that plane in India ran into a building? It crashed right into a building. Yeah. Do you want to see? There's one picture. I mean, it's not a giant building. Certainly, I mean, like this is an India building. This is a building in India built with India materials and workforce. I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, it's not steel beams. It's not steel beams, right? But
I know where this is going.
yeah, you'll notice the the building's still standing. It's still standing.
There's a lot of people questioning that this week. How much of a conspiracy theorist are you? Are you this much of a conspiracy theorist? That is pretty uncanny. I don't think I'm that much of a conspiracy theorist. I don't know about you guys. But same way as like Fidel Castro and Justin Trudeau. Very odd.
So you hear about the plane that crashed in India? No? What? Oh my god, it's all over the news. It's awful. Like 241 people died. One guy survived. That's horrible. That's a big plane too. It's crazy how it just like planted into the side of the building. Right? It just like took off and then like plowed into this neighborhood. It exploded. That must be a strong building, right? I was thinking the same thing. It's gotta be like world-class clay or cement or something. Right? Like I'm surprised it's still standing. Like that's a huge jet. You'd think it would collapse.
I don't know how building infrastructures work, so I cannot comment. Don't know how valid that point is. Let's have a look now at some of the ones that you guys tagged me in this week. I think there are some pretty good ones. St. Christopher, thank you.
Why the hell is everyone acting like I'm not doing anything about the mostly peaceful riots in Los Angeles? Can't they see I'm doing my job? I mean, for God's sake, it's not like anyone's setting things on fire. Besides, LA's still a wonderful place with great weather and the occasional 75,000 homeless people pooping in the streets. It's like people expect me to do something every time slightly less than peaceful rioters blow up a few cop cars.
I know what you mean, Gavin. It's disappointing people be acting like we not doing nothing. So how much barbecue sauce do you want on them ribs?
A lot. Hello? Since you refuse to handle the riots in LA, I'm taking matters into my own hands and sending the National Guard. No, Donald, you can't. If you do that, then it's gonna make it obvious I'm not doing my job. Gavin, these people are violent and they're destroying the beautiful city of Los Angeles. Oh, so all of a sudden a bunch of arsonists and looters terrorizing the streets of Los Angeles is a problem. I'll have you know it's been happening for years and I've never complained about it.
I think that pretty much fits the definition of gaslighting. Oh, Trump, you're so overly dramatic. It's a banger.
Our governor's a clown. So's the mayor of LA. Stupid mayor of LA. Corruption at the top. Arrogance on display. Always assumed we would conform. We're finally away. California freedom gets closer every day.
I missed the comment where it said you aren't ready for the flute playing. I wasn't ready for the flute playing. St. Christopher says, note the now extinct grizzly bear, much like common sense, it's nowhere to be found. That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't realize how much that song could be improved. Rob has tagged me in this and it says they're deporting chihuahuas, which I'm not too happy to hear about because of my little guy.
Breaking news tonight, ICE raids continue as chihuahuas become the latest targets in what officials call a canine compliance operation.
Clear left. Kennel loaded.
Earlier this morning, ICE agents raided several homes in this neighborhood, detaining at least a dozen chihuahuas. Community reaction has been mixed.
I'm not saying they're all bad or that they deserve cages, but ever since the raid, the barking stopped. The neighborhood's been a lot quieter.
Not the chihuahuas, anything but the chihuahuas. For more on this tragedy, let's go to Tim Waltz. You meant to say more on, right? No, I did not. Just wait till you'll see how tolerant, inclusive and accepting we become when you embrace our constitution, learn our language, follow our laws and become a legal citizen who would rather wave our flag than the flag of the country you fled. I never understood the flag waving thing. The only thing that really makes sense is it's almost like immigration is the new way to overtake countries. Ruth W. Tice, thank you for tagging me in this. I like California like I like my tea, with lots of ice. Another dad joke. The ice ones are like, they give me dad joke vibes. Bobby Boucher, thank you for tagging me in this. Oh my lord. For the 2028 election, Kamala Harris's graphics art team leaked a preliminary art piece that surely will be cancelled as soon as they realize it looks like, oh my gosh, if they realize how that can't, it doesn't even make sense. Wait, what are they supposed to be holding? What are they supposed to be holding? Oh my gosh, that's gonna like keep me up at night trying to figure that one out. The people now worried about separating families made your grandma die alone in a hospital. Yeah, it's a little bit more of a sad one, but yeah, it's a fact. There were people who wanted me and my family to be put in a prison camp. And now those same people are screaming dictator at Trump. Someone please explain that to me. What is the logic there? If we showed up in Mexico burning cars, waving American flags, and screaming that we refuse to go home, I think they'd probably just shoot us within about an hour. Yes. Most countries would not tolerate the things that get tolerated in the US. Even with ICE and deportations, America stands as one of the most tolerant countries in the world. Just FYI, Wild Kingdom was a nature show in America years ago. The Nordic Doom Goblin in its natural environment. I've never heard of that show. This one goes over my head, to be honest. But I do appreciate her being called Nordic Doom Goblin. Big Beautiful Bill, Palantir, America, and MAGA. You know what? What do you guys think of the Palantir stuff? I haven't had a chance to look into it yet, but it sounds a little bit shady, a little bit dodgy. How to answer a scam call, and this is very, very revealing.
Please give me your credit card number so I can help you.
Yeah, sure. Let me just pull over because I'm driving, all right?
Yeah, sure.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I just had a car crash.
It's going to be all right. Don't worry about it. Do you have your credit card details?
But I just had a car crash. I'm bleeding.
Yeah. I just need your credit card number. That's all. Yeah.
The level of inhumanity. To not offer to call an ambulance. Just the sole focus of getting those numbers. That is just crazy. Scam callers are the worst. You guys know I like to end things on more positive notes. This is one that doesn't look necessarily like a good thing on the surface. Trump, he slipped on the stairs this week. He lost his footing. It was nowhere near the kind of stuff we were seeing with Biden. That's obvious. But obviously, considering everything that went down with Biden and how much slack he got, you wouldn't want to see Trump falling, right? I thought this was absolutely amazing. Straight afterwards, Marco Rubio followed him up the stairs onto the plane, and he also fell, but it looked a little bit different. And a lot of people are thinking that he did it on purpose, and I think he did it on purpose. I think he kind of just did a half little slipping motion to seem like, oh, it's the stairs, And I actually thought that was an amazing thing to do for someone. Very quick thinking, very loyal, very considerate. I actually just thought it was a very, very nice gesture. And apparently he's the guy to have around if you fall, because this is 2011, Nancy Reagan. Rubio caught her as well. So I don't know. I just thought there was something nice about that. Have a look at this video and tell me, is this accurate for you personally? This is the attitude of people depending on which decade they were born in. It's like the soccer players all over again. This was just smooth. That is serious commitment. That's like, you know, joining the police force. That's the moment you imagine you're going to have one day, and he made it reality. I wanted to share this one with you guys because it is genuinely one of the cutest things I've seen ever. This is Willow, and she likes to awoo while she eats. But tonight's meal was worthy of a gentler, but perhaps more meaningful second awoo. That is so cute. Now, this is a bit random, but did you know that this week was, I'm not sure which date it was, but at some day this week, it was National Corn Day. So Rico, the porcupine, wished everybody a happy corn day. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And of course, we can't end before looking at Proudly Unaffiliated's word of the week, ABCs of MAGA. And this week is I. They've chosen Make America Intelligent Again. And that's a really good one. I'm going to pick Make America Inspirational Again. If you guys have an I word that you want for America, write it in the comments. I do love hearing all of your ones. You guys come up with some pretty good creative ones. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos and the memes. Tag me on X if you see any funny memes or any funny videos, and then your post will have the chance to appear in one of these episodes. And I'll see you next time.